Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's learn with TV. So in this particular session, we'll be discussing about basics of Reactjs components. And in general, if we say there are two types of Reactjs components are there. There's a class components and the functional components. So in this tutorial, we'll be discussing about functional components in more details. So let's get started. So functional components are some of the common components that will come across while working in React. So nowadays most of the developers use functional components only in most of the cases for React application development. So here we'll see some examples like what are different types of simple commands that we need to use for creating the first functional component, and how we can use different components that we have created as a functional component, and how we can reuse those components in our different in our another functions like that. So first of all, I was just want to give a concept like just definition of the functional components. So functional components are simply JavaScript functions, and we can create a functional component to React by writing a simple JavaScript function. So these functions may or may not receive any parameters. So in these functional components, the return value is the JSX code to render the DOM tree, and here I am using the term DOM. So DOM is basically the document object model. It is a documentation of the HTML commands or HTML codes that we are using in our React.js code. So, and if you don't know about what is DOM or how it is basically used or what are the different types of advantages or disadvantages of DOM, so I have created one video about this. So you can just go to my list playlist and you can check it. So let's create our first functional component. So here we'll create a sample React.js application using a function component. So a function component returns an HTML tag or HTML codes, and behaves pretty much the same way as the class components, but the class components has some more additions on it. So this is our first example about the functional components. So the program to demonstrate the creation of the functional components. So first of all, I have imported here the React from the React library, and after and I also import like React DOM from the React DOM library, and after importing I have just created my function as demo with the type of constant, and it's returning the h1 tag. This is the header tag. I can say it is the HTML tag we are using here. So as I have already mentioned that we need to return some HTML codes by our functions to render those thing and render it to show some outputs to our front end. So for basically here we are returning a h1 tag, and here it will return the welcome to Let's Learn with TB. So this is the output we'll be getting once we execute this particular command or this particular program. So the next program will be taking the same thing, but the output will be same, but the thing is that the process or the workflow or the system of creating the functions and getting the outputs little bit different. So here what we have done here is, first of all, we have imported the React from React library, and after importing we just create the functions welcome. So in welcome we are returning h1 tag, it is welcome to Let's Learn with TB, and here this welcome function we are using in another function. The another function's name is function example. So basically we are using the welcome as a component to this function, and in that function you can see if we use the component welcome, it will give the output as the first HTML tag that we are returning from our welcome function. So if we execute this particular app or this particular program, we'll be getting the output as welcome to Let's Learn with TB as a h1 as a header tag. So the output will be same as the previous one, but the difference is that we are creating a separate component here and using that particular component in the another component. So this example will clear you how we can use different types of components and how we can manage the different types of components and how we can share the data among them. This will see later on, like we have to use some props and all for these things. So as of now we have just get clear with like different types of functions that we can use in our React applications and how we can define a particular functional component in React.js application, and after defining that, how we can able to reuse that particular component in different situations or in different positions of our program like that. So that's all about this tutorial. So here I have discussed the basic components, functional components that we are using in React. So thank you for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned with Let's Learn with TV for more upcoming videos about data science, machine learning, Android application development, and full stack web development. Thank you guys. Thank you.